Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday, or whatever day it is that you're watching this. Today we're talking about something more general. We've all heard the phrase, the gut feeling, or I have a gut feeling, or trust your gut. What does that mean? Do we really trust our gut most of the time? The truth is probably not. We've been conditioned to think more logically, rather than focusing on the feelings and what things feel like. Listen to the professionals, right? They're smarter. We've all heard that before. Here's the problem with that. Professionals, whether that is a pediatrician, a doctor, a nutritionalist, a chiropractor, whatever the profession, they only know the average of the normal of a population. Maybe it's the population they work with, maybe it's the population they were schooled in. But they don't know your normal, or your child's normal. It makes a huge difference. If somebody normally runs a lower temperature anyway, and all of a sudden they're running, say it's 96, 97. I'm making numbers up. Normal temperature is 98. If they're running a 99, 100 degree fever, that's a fairly significant fever if your normal body temperature is 97 or 96, right? They're not going to see that because that's not normal. You fall outside the normal range. This also comes into play when you're dealing with maybe underlying issues that aren't easy to identify. It's a chronic pain that nobody can pick up. Well, it's normal. It's just nerves regrowing. Give it time. It'll be fine. The swelling's normal. No. It might be common, but it's not normal. Okay? Push for answers. Trust your gut. Both of those phrases have been told to me multiple times. And because I ignored my gut saying something was wrong, it led to a lot of physical pain. One led to emergency C-section. The other led to a year-long pain before I finally got tired and pushed for answers and got it resolved. Know you're normal. Trust your gut. So how do you do that? How do you learn to trust your gut again? Simple is by listening to that still small voice. That little tiny quiet voice of intuition that says, hey, something doesn't seem right here. Something's off. You might want to dig a little deeper. Usually I get these feelings, gut feelings, intuition, when you have big decisions at hand. Okay? And you have to do this moment by moment. It's not something where you're going to do it once and then all of a sudden you've retrained. It's an ongoing process. Moment by moment by moment. There's been situations in the past year where I haven't listened to my gut. And we've wound up paying for it down the road. Okay? We're not going to go into those. Don't ignore the feelings. Logically, it may make perfect sense to continue, but if your gut's saying something's off, look into it. Tune into those feelings, right? Okay? Something seems a little off. Can't really tell what. Something doesn't seem right. Something's missing. Just notice that something just doesn't feel right. And then start asking your questions. Ask for clarity. Ask for vision to see what's off. What am I missing here? Because logically everything seems right, but there's clearly something that's not quite right. Oftentimes when I start asking questions, number one, then step back. Get out of the situation. Step back to investigate. Further chase those questions. And wait, you'll find the answer. Maybe it's you're looking for a decision or a next business venture. Everything about that venture seems right. Pencils out, logically it's a great opportunity, but something in your gut is saying, I don't know if this is right. Step back. Step back. Investigate. Or maybe it's as simple as waiting. And a lot of times, those pan out to be, yeah, it wasn't the right time for that business decision. Maybe something in life happened. Maybe, I don't even know. Like, wait and see. If it's right, if it's supposed to be there, it'll finish. It'll complete. If not, have patience. Okay? When it comes to your kids, or me, we tend to seek a lot, or talk a lot about medical advice, or not advice, but natural versus medical, Western versus Eastern medical care. I tune in very carefully. And a lot of that comes from, I'll be completely honest with you, poor care in the past by the Western medicine side. So I've learned to press for answers, whether it's for myself, whether it's for my kids. We've dealt with different situations where people have told me, in the medical world, it's fine. But something in my gut said, no, it's not fine. Something's definitely off, okay? And it's not, I want more than it's normal. If my gut's telling me something is off, I want to know what's off. I want to know exactly what's off. A good example of that this spring, I started bleeding abnormally. Very abnormally. I was concerned for the baby, so I sought the expertise of the provider I was seeing at the time, and just because of the color and the amount of the blood that I was having, it was recommended that I go in and be checked. Okay? Talk about an hour-long anxious drive. Right? So after hours, I don't even know how long in the ER, baby was fine, but they still weren't sure why I was bleeding. Nothing showed up, other than I was bleeding a lot, especially if I was up and on my feet. So the next day, we drove back to a follow-up appointment with an OBGYN. After talking about possibilities, and we may not find anything, we don't really know. And if it is what we suspect, like, you just have to kind of wait it out. Alright, well, let's do another ultrasound. Found a very large subchronic hematoma that was right next to my cervix. That's where all the blood was coming from. Well, at least we now had answers, and we knew the cause, and we knew what we had to do, which was not what I wanted to do, was just wait till it resolved. Nobody's really sure why it happened in the first place. We have some suspicions, but nobody's really for sure. But by pushing for the answers and trusting my gut, saying something's off here, because I could have wrote the bleeding off, like, as it's fine, like, it's around implantation. It's a little late for implantation bleeding, but, you know, it'll be fine. I can talk to my provider next time I see her. No. It's a good thing I went in, because I would have continued to do what I normally do in my day, which would have aggravated that even further and possibly caused more complications later, like the placenta separating, placental abruption. It's a good thing I went in, right? Because you push for answers, you trust your gut, you get the answers. And it also gives you a direction of which way to go. Do I need to continue to pursue the Western medicine? Can I shift to Eastern medicine? Can I use more natural approaches? Oils, herbs, supplements, diet? Is it something yoga, acupuncture, chiropractor will help? All of these things play together, but you have to start by just trusting your gut to see which way to go. That's all we got this week, and we'll talk to you guys later.